Hi, everyone, and welcome to our short demonstration of the Buena Vida portal. I hope it's somewhat short. We're going to take about 20 minutes here and talk through all of the great things that you can do with your WebMD Buena Vida portal. Thank you so much for taking an interest in this topic. My name is Lacey Wolf. I'm the coordinator for statewide wellbeing initiatives at ERS, and I'm joined by Holly Kuzo, who will introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Holly Kuzo. I'm your program manager at WebMD, so I'm completely dedicated to the state of Texas, all things Buena Vida, portal, app, etc. And so I'm just here to make sure that y'all know about all the great stuff that you get through your state benefits.
Great. So we'll talk a little bit about who's eligible for the program, all the things you can do for the program. And if you want to go ahead and get started right now, you can actually scan that QR code that is on your desktop. It is going to take you straight to the app called Wellness at Your Side. Holly will go over this a little bit more. But if you want to just get in there and explore, if you're a hands-on learner, go ahead and go for it. The code, you're going to be asked for a connection code, will be Buena Vida, lowercase, and you can go ahead and get through the registration process. So I want to share with you just a little bit about the program in general. The name of our program is Buena Vida, which means good life. I'm sure most of you know that term, but what is a good life? And what we know is that it's different for every person. And so we have built out a program that we believe will help support you in living your Buena Vida, your good life. This benefit is available to all of our health plan participants. So if you are in a Health Select of Texas or the Health Select of Texas consumer directed plan, and you're over the age of 18, you can enroll and participate in this program. And there's a lot of great things available to you through it. There's a desktop version, and then there's also a mobile app. So Holly's going to kind of walk you through both of those.
All right, yes. So first things first, we're going to go over just the general website. So if you either scan the QR code or use the URL buenavidaers.com, so Buena Vida, all one word, and then ERS as in Employees Retirement System. If you go to that site, then you'll come up to this page, and from there you'll be prompted to register. So the only difference between the desktop and the mobile app is where you access it. So once you create an account in one, the account will be active in both. But if we go ahead and go to the next slide, that will then give you a QR code, same information, same connection code of Buena Vida. So if y'all scan this, this will take you directly to the App Store, and you can download the app, which is called Wellness at Your Side. So that's the name of the app. It'll take you to the exact same page that you just saw, and then that's how you can start the registration process. So if you go ahead and get one of those guys open, we can go to the next slide.
I recommend starting in the app because you can just go ahead and earn $25 to spend right there by downloading the app. So I want to share with you next a little bit about our rewards incentive program that we have for the first year of this program. Please keep in mind that this information is only good through December of 2025 because this is running on a plan year. In 2026, we will have some different things. So depending on if you're watching this in 2026, then this is no longer a correct presentation. But throughout 2025, this is our incentive structure. So download the app. That's the number one thing to do. That's the easiest way to earn your Buena Vida bucks. It's going to take you just a couple minutes to create your account, and you can do it straight through the app, like Holly said. And then next, you can take your health risk assessment, which is going to take you, it's the WebMD 1 health assessment. It will take you about 10-15 minutes to go through several rounds of questions on different health topics. And what that will do, it will help to guide your, it will help to personalize your program. You'll earn 25 Buena Vida bucks for doing that. And then the third thing that you can do to earn money to spend in the store, you can earn 50 Buena Vida bucks for completing your annual exam. If you've already completed your annual exam, if you've gone to your PCP or you've completed a Catapult annual exam since September of 2024, from September 2024 until current time, that claim should already be in your portal. So if you've done that, you may have $50 just sitting there waiting on you, which is a really nice added bonus. You don't have to do anything. Like I said, the claim will be sent from Blue Cross to WebMD to get you that incentive. And all of this together, this 100 Buena Vida bucks is worth $99 that you can spend in a store. Holly's going to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that you can buy in the store.
Yeah, thanks. So when you go into the Buena Vida store, you can access a lot of really cool stuff. A lot of it is sort of like wellness minded, but there is some general swag. You can get like hats, sunglasses, things like that. But then there's also some more specialized stuff. So some of the stuff that I like to highlight is that there is a Fitbit and a small air fryer in there. So some things that are a little bit more conducive to continuing those healthy habits and things like that. Got a really cool speaker, some nice water bottles, things of that nature. So all of that stuff is accessible in the store, and it's at no out-of-pocket cost to you. It's just based on the Buena Vida bucks that you've earned. You can also order multiple items as long as you're hitting that, when you get those 100 Buena Vida bucks, it's just whatever you've got in the bank at the time. That's what'll determine what you can order. So that's some of the cool stuff that's sitting in there. And the nice thing is it gets shipped directly to your house or, wherever you get it shipped to. So that'll get sent directly to you.
So there's more things that people can do in Buena Vida beyond just earning prizes, right, Holly?
Although that is one of the bigger ones.
So one of the bigger ones, but we've got some other things that you can actually do in there. So we're going to talk a little bit about those things and then we'll do a quick demo. One of the things that I love about the program is that you can actually compete in a challenge. We have several, or you can complete a challenge. You can compete in a challenge as well, but we have several different challenges that we'll be offering throughout the year. Today, right now, as we're recording this, it's June 11th. So we are starting a hydration challenge. And we just finished up a fruits and veggies challenge called 5 to Thrive. So you go in there every day and you can just log how many, did you do the action, yes or no? And then once we get to the end of that challenge, you will go into a drawing to win some pretty cool prizes. We're also going to be offering a state park challenge called Trek Through Texas, which will be a steps-based challenge starting in September. And again, throughout the year, we're going to have all kinds of things like that to help keep people engaged in a fun activity that is designed to really help support building healthy habits. The next thing we'll talk about is joining a community. Holly, you want to share a little bit about joining communities?
Yeah, so when you get into the app or the desktop, you can access some community groups. So it's a little bit like another social media. So you can get into different groups. There's a general one. There are ones based on exchanging tips for sleeping well, exchanging tips for good nutrition, physical activity, things of that nature. So there's pretty much a community for every interest. And you can get in there, share photos, comment on what other people are doing, and just stay engaged with people that have similar health goals to you. So that way you can connect with other folks that work for the state all across the state of Texas, which is really cool. And you can get ideas, bounce things off of other people and things of that nature.
You may see photos of Holly's dog Pancake occasionally.
He's the number one advocate for wellness, I will say.
He is. And then one of my also favorite things that we offer through the program is connecting to your benefits. This program will help you to connect to all of your benefits, whatever you're enrolled in. So if you're in vision, if you're in dental, if you're in the Texas Flex or the Texas Saver program, you're going to see a link that will take you directly to those programs. Also, if you go through the health risk assessment and you said, I'm really interested in support for hypertension or diabetes or some other musculoskeletal condition of chronic pain, you're going to see those programs that would help support you with those conditions show up as your next steps, kind of take action things that you can do. So it will help to connect to all the things available to help support you living your good life. This is a little bit more just kind of showing you the community groups that are available. Holly talked about the fact that there are several of them. You can see them all listed out here. Holly and I are in every one of these groups, and we really try to get in there and engage with you if you're participating in the groups. And we do sometimes ask questions, like prompt conversation. And so it's a great place to get in there if you have questions to ask for support. All right, with all that being said, we are going to move into our demo of the portal now. So I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
So if you are looking to create an account, you're going to go into the Buena Vida ERS or the app. And these are the things that you're going to need to type in or to complete to verify registration. So the registration ID, you will only need to enter this one time. And again, this is through December of 2025, but you'll need to put your last four of your social, your first name as it appears on your Blue Cross ID card. And the reason why it says on your ID card is because it only can take 10 digits. So if your name is Christopher, that R is going to be cut off on your ID card. So just if you're having trouble, make sure, or maybe you have two names on your ID card and there's a space, it needs to be exactly like it is on your ID card. And then you're going to put your date of birth right in that format. And so it should look like this: 1234 Joe 0101 1970. You're going to go ahead and put in the type of work you do, your employee type, are you a supervisor or not? And that's just data we're collecting to help us understand our population. And you don't have to answer those. You do actually have to answer those to get into the program, but you can put NA if you don't want us to know that information. And then you'll create a password, verify your date of birth, your email address, agree to the terms and conditions, and you should be verified and in the program. Your login ID information will be the same throughout. There are frequently asked questions here. If you have questions, they most likely have been asked and are answered here. So I'm going to go ahead and just log in as a test user, and we'll walk you through all of the things that are available. All right, Holly, I'm going to kick it over to you, and you can just tell me where to go.
Yeah, for sure. So this is what the homepage looks like. On the mobile app, it looks exactly the same. The only difference is those two boxes at the top that are labeled My Health and Employees Retirement System of Texas. Those you're going to find at the bottom. So that's generally the only difference. We'll start with this homepage. At the very tippy top, to the left of your circle icon, you can link apps. So if you're interested in linking like a Fitbit or a smartwatch or something like that, as well as other health apps on your phone, then you can go ahead and link those. And then, Lacey, if you scroll down just a bit, you'll be able to see that data all in one place underneath right there where it says health goals. So over there, you'll see whatever data is imported from your apps all in one place, which is very nice. Then you don't have to keep clicking through. Also, to the right of your icon is interests. So when you register, you'll indicate when you do the health assessment, you'll indicate interests that you may have. And in this case, you can select more interests or you can change them as, life happens and you grow and change and things of that nature. And that will also help to tailor the content that you're seeing in the portal, which is really nice. So then very top, we try to highlight the stuff that is of interest to y'all. So you might see a banner if we've got something upcoming, such as the webinar coming up tomorrow. So you'll see things like that. You'll also see things like in this top banner, you'll see like habits plans, you'll see the health assessment and things like that. The rewards, this is where we get our money. So as you earn Buena Vida Bucks, it'll show you how many you have. It'll show you how to get to the next step. So to get from say 50 to 75, it would tell you, oh, you could take the health assessment and earn 25 more and things like that. And then this is taking you into the Buena Vida store so you can then spend those Buena Vida Bucks and get your prizes or whatever it is that you want to look at in there. And this will change each year. So after December, you then would start earning Buena Vida Bucks again. You could earn up to 100 once again, and then get whatever's in the store at that point. So do make sure that once you earn those Buena Vida Bucks that you spend them before the end of the year. Then, other than that, going back to the home page, other things that we have in here after the rewards tab. So if we scroll down, we've got habits trackers. So if you want to look for a little bit of accountability, those are basically short almost like 28-day challenges. And they have them for pretty much everything that you could think of. So there's ones based on sleep. I've seen ones for like maternal health and things like that. So if you just want a little bit more accountability, a little bit more information about a specific health topic, that's a great thing to do. Or if you go up into the hamburger menu on the top right side of the page, this is how you can access communities. So that's the very first thing on there. So like I said, another way of getting accountability, bouncing ideas off of other people. You can join different groups based on your interests, and you can also just scroll through the activity for any group that you can think of. So again, all health topics are represented here, which is great. And then in that hamburger menu as well, you can also access daily habits. You can go straight to your health assessment. So that's typically in the very top banner that we were kind of scrolling through earlier, but this is also how you get directly to the health assessment if that's your jam as well. And then in this Take Action tab, you can start to see a lot of the benefits that you have as a state employee. So there's links to programs like Real Appeal and Wonder Health and Quitting Tobacco and things that are focused on like a certain health topic. There's also more information about, you can see second from the top left, there's mental health benefits and virtual visits. So you can learn more about some of those programs. And then based on how you answered the questions in the health assessment, you'll also see that risk report. So you can start to understand things that might be of concern to you based on what you indicated in that short, like 10-ish minute health assessment. Back to that hamburger menu. Sorry, Lacey, did you have something to add?
Yeah. I just want to call out as well this Take Action, under Take Action. This is where you'll see your certificate of completion.
Yes.
If you have done your health assessment and you need that for verification for your employer, you will be able to verify that you completed it through that form to get your time off if your employer does do a time off award. Okay, back to the hamburger menu.
Yes, back to hamburgers. So then, yeah, in here you can also access things like rewards, device syncing, and then this is where you would adjust settings, preferences, if you want to adjust the language of the app and things of that nature. So that's pretty much your one-stop shop for everything else. And then my favorite part about the app portal everything is when you click on Employees Retirement System of Texas. So this is where you can access every single program that y'all have access to. So honestly, I used to be a state employee. I used to work for the Department of Public Safety about 6 months ago. And I would just scroll through this and be like, oh, I totally forgot that I would get access to something like a fitness program. If y'all see in the top right, you can get discounted gym memberships, learn more about that. You can learn more about Hello Heart, which is a cardiovascular health support program. So you can learn about all of these things that you have access to. Most of them are at no cost to you. So that's a really cool benefit that you have. And you can learn more about any of those things. There's also stuff that's featured. So again, depending on the time of year, if we're starting to promote something like a challenge or something like that, you'd find that. And then there's also the Take Action. So that will be based on the health conditions that you may have listed in that health assessment. So those would be things that are specifically tailored to you that you might find interesting and useful.
So where would people go if they have questions and they need support?
So it depends on what they have a question on. If your question is about like your account, things that are in the portal and like functionality settings, things like that, then you would go up to the hamburger menu and you would click Contact Us. That's probably the fastest way to get in touch with a WebMD representative that can help you troubleshoot on that side of things. Now, if you have questions about a specific program or you just want more information about other benefits that you may get, then you would be able to contact myself or Lacey. So my email would be hkuzo@webmd.net. So you can contact me that way, and you could always, jump into the community group and you can ask us a question that way as well. But yeah, those are the ways to get in contact with any of us depending on what your query is.
Perfect. And I'm just going to spell Holly's name. It's HCUOZZO@webmd.com. And then my email address is Lacy, LACY.wolf, WOLFF@ers.texas.gov. And we will do our best to respond in a timely manner. We're going to be out traveling a lot, though, for our summer enrollment fairs. So we've got a lot of fun things coming up. But and I do hope to see some of you in the field and on future webinars. Thank you so much for your interest in this topic. We hope you have a Buena Vida day.
A buena day.
Hope you have a Buena Vida day too, Holly. Take care.
Thanks.